Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now today, all I'm going to simply do is for about 10 minutes just go through today's away game to Bristol City in the FA Cup. Obviously it's a big game for Pompey. Many people don't see it as that because it's the FA Cup, but to me I think FA Cup, chance to get a run, chance to get some funds in, and especially in this current financial climate, be brilliant for the club to get some money in. Can we get 10 likes on this video again? Obviously we've already done it from the video from Friday. Please don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to hit 350 by the end of the month. And without further ado, let's get into this one. Now, Bristol City, they're a championship club, obviously. They sit currently the 10th in the championship, mid-table side. I don't think there's anything to be particularly worried about, but there's also nothing to be, yeah, it's fine, they're only 10th, because 10th out of 24 still, they're there to be messed with. They're not there to be joked about. Now, one positive Pompey fans I think can look forward to is the fact that Bristol City currently have 9 players minimum out injured. That includes Alfie Mawson, Andreas Weimann, Callum O'Dowda, Jamie Patterson, Jada Silva, Joseph Williams, Liam Walsh, Nathan Baker and Stephen Sessegnon from what I've got written down. A couple of them may have come back, a couple may have left. Recently I know Bristol City have had a couple of injuries, they've had a couple of COVID crises, so to speak. I wouldn't necessarily call it a crisis like City had or other clubs similar, but Bristol City haven't had good luck. Now, looking at Bristol City's recent form, given that injury crisis, COVID crisis, in their last 5 they've only won 1 game. Now, they lost 2-0 to Rotherham away, they lost 2-0 to Millwall at home, then they lost to Preston away 1-0, then they got 3 points from Wickham at home with a 2-1 win, and then they lost to Luton away 2-1. Now, I think one thing I've taken from this is 3 of those games they haven't scored. And obviously when you're coming up against a team away, seeing them not scoring is positive to take. Possibly they're not so good going forward. They haven't even got points on the board. Out of possible 15 there, they've only got 3. For a club that looked like they were pushing the playoffs a couple of years ago, that's not the form they'd want to be in. In the last 6 they've won 2 though, so they've obviously won a game before that, but either way 6 from 18 isn't good. I think that's worse than mid-table form in my opinion. They've kept 6 clean sheets at 22 games, so their defence isn't awful. It's not necessarily great, but out of their 22 games this season, they've won 10, lost 9 and drawn 3, which leaves them on 33 points, which, once again, they're averaging 1.3 points a game, give or take, I think it is, which isn't great. It's not promotion form by any stretch of the imagination, not really playoffs. I think they'll be mid-table coming into the season. But obviously FA Cup, no one knows what to expect. I think they'll play a decent squad if they can field one, because they need the confidence just to get a win on the board, just like Sheffield United did today. And if we move on to the FA Cup in general, Chorley have done it again, managed to beat another team from 4 leagues above them in Derby. Obviously, I know Derby had under 18s out, you could say. No manager there, but still for Chorley to be beating Wigan and then Derby to get into the 4th round of the Cup's massive. I think they're one of the lowest ranked teams to ever get that far. Obviously we'll be watching Marine today in the fixture, same day as Pompey are playing. If they can get anything off Tottenham, even score, I reckon it'd be massive for them. A couple of other big results. Sheffield United got a win away at Bristol Rovers 3-2. Obviously Bristol Rovers went 1-0 down, then equalised, but I think the biggest result, so to speak, of the day was Blackpool knocking out West Brom on penalties. That was quite a large result from what I've seen. Obviously there were a couple of other results we wouldn't have picked up. League 1 results, obviously Hull holding Sunderland 1-0, or you could say the other way around, Sunderland holding Hull. Good result for Pompey. Lincoln holding Peterborough holding Lincoln 1-0 again. Good result for Pompey once more. Obviously Friday night Accrington beat Charlton, which wasn't great for Pompey because Accrington hold games in hand. But I think looking at the big picture now, teams have got their games in hand out of the way against us, and they haven't really caught up or gone too far ahead. That being said, we still have to win games against these teams, especially as Accrington, one of their games in hand in the league is against us now. But this is an FA Cup video, so we're going to move on to what I reckon will happen, what I reckon the game could be like. I've got 3 people here that have sent me messages as well, but obviously neither side have played in a couple of weeks. Pompey obviously having their games called off because of positive COVID cases. Bristol City are the same. They'll both be coming back, so I reckon what we'll see is possibly 2 cagey sides to start the game. Possibly after half time you'll see them both coming out and playing their football as they want to, Pompey could start strong, Bristol City could start strong, as they've both still been training, but competitive fixtures are completely different, so anything could happen really. I think obviously this fixture would be much better with the fans in, whether that would be home or away. There's no advantage anymore given the fact that the government have gone back on their decision to allow fans in. I think this would be a great away game. I wanted Bristol City last season and the season before instead of QPR, because their ground's very modern. It's a good ground. Bristol's a good away day, always is, and it's a lot better than Bristol Rovers away end is, because obviously that one has no roof. I thought I'd let you know as well, if you didn't know, this game is free to watch online on the FA Player. You just need to make an account. I've done it. It's completely free of charge, and then I'm guessing, I haven't checked yet, but you just click on games that are coming up. You can click to watch that one completely free. Laptop, HDMI cable to your TV, or just watch it on your phone or iPad. Now, I'm going to move on to something. What team would I play? So, what 11 players would I select? I think I'd go for a strong Pompey team, but I don't think I'd play every single first teamer, although they do need minutes. I think I'd play Alex Bash in goal, because he needs some game time, or he might lose some form. I think left back, we only have one option now in Lee Brown. 2 centre backs, Rasmus Nicolas and Jack Watmore I'd play. Good strong partnership. I want to see how they play together. Get Raggett out of the spotlight for a bit. Right back, I'd love to see James Bolton come back in. Don't think he will though, so I'll go for Callum Johnson. Right mid, Ryan Williams. Left mid, Ronan Curtis. 2 central midfielders, Tom Naylor, Andy Cannon. Up front, Harrison and Marquis. Give Harness a bit of a break. And then what I'd do is at half time, if Harrison's not hitting it, bring Harness on up top or on the wing for Williams possibly. That's what I'd go for. Let me know the squad you'd start in the comments. Obviously, I'd like to see Ben Close get some game time, James Bolton get some game time, players like that, because they need it. If they don't get it, then it could possibly falter on us as going in the long run, or their careers. But that's how I'd play. I reckon it'll be a cagey game. I reckon Pompey will edge it 2-1, could possibly go to extra time. But I'm now going to read out a couple of notes I've got from other people. Now, my dad couldn't join me in recording this video today, but he has sent me a message saying he think we will win 2-1, but we will look rusty to start as we haven't played for so long, but will hopefully improve as the game goes on. Bristol City will also be rusty because of layoff and COVID-19 cases. Now, Dad's made a point there. Obviously, both teams going to be rusty, as I said. I don't think either side will come out firing straight away. I don't think you'll see early goals. Now I've said this, you probably will. But I don't think you'll see a 1-0 inside 10 minutes or anything like that. Now, Lewis Hayden, who obviously sent in for the last video of teams the buying video for the January transfer window, he said, my thoughts for tomorrow's game. I'm positive going into the game. We are well rested and got a fully fit squad going into the game. We have a good record against championship sides in cup competitions, and on form, Bristol City have lost 4 and won 1 in their last 5 games. So overall, I'm positive going into today's game. Obviously there, he's talked about, as I said, the last 5 games, their form's not good, but he also touches on the point of Pompey's record against championship clubs in the FA Cup. Now, obviously last season we faced Barnsley in the FA Cup, we knocked them out. I think it was 4-2, it was 2020, which feels weird saying that. Obviously that then set us up for a tie. Arsenal, I think we beat Barnsley, then we had Arsenal because it was Fleetwood in round 3. Season before that we had QPR. Obviously didn't go the way we wanted it to, but we drew and then lost to them away. But then in the Carabao Cup we beat QPR. So I think our record's a bit touch and go against championship clubs in cup competitions, but I reckon we could definitely edge this. But then we've got Jake Smith, obviously the host of the Football Hour, has got in touch with me. He, over on Express FM, he hosts the Football Hour every Monday and Friday. Be sure to tune in, it's a great listen most of the time. He says, it's a free hit, mate. Got to a respectable round in the cup again and drawn a half-decent tie. Not a priority, but good to put in a good performance against a team we hope to be competing with next season. Result matters less than the result, but if we do win, which I'm confident we can, considering our recent form against championship clubs, then that will give us much more momentum going into future games. Winning breeds confidence no matter what or how you do it. I reckon we might snatch it 2-1, perhaps after extra time. Now, obviously, Jake touched on a different point completely about playing them next season in the league. Obviously, we all hope we can finally go up this season. I don't know whether we will. Obviously, we're looking strong. let me know if you think we will go up this season in the comments. He obviously said the result, it's a free hit for Kenny Jackett. You know, you can either go strong, win it, the fans will be happy, or go a bit weaker, lose it, and the fans will say, well, at least we played well. But I think that's all that really matters is how we play. When he says result matters less than the actual result, is the result of how we play, I believe, will be better than result whether we win or lose or draw. Obviously, all the games in the FA Cup this weekend go straight to extra time and penalties, which could provide smaller clubs with the ability to get through, such as Blackpool did today. But winning breeds confidence. Once again, I think that's evident. If you win a game, no matter what competition you do it in, it's going to breed confidence throughout the side. You know, whether you win 6-0 or whether you just edge it 1-0 in the last second of the game, confidence comes from that, because you get a bit happy. Obviously, you feel like you can beat people no matter how you play. And I think there's something Pompey need this season to carry us through. Obviously, January form's never normally good for us, but I think we changed it last season. We started the new year with 9 or 10 wins on a spin. Now, if we can start this year off like that, that'd set us right on our way. Our run-ins against the lower teams, which obviously could come back to bite us. But January, once again, even in the league's a big month. Obviously, we'll talk about it fully in the Pompey cast. But until then, I'm going to leave this video there. It was only a quick one to talk about this kind of game. We'll leave it with Bristol City's kind of informed players. I think their 3 key players for this game will be Jamie Patterson, Thomas Callas and Tommy Rowe. Sorry, not Jimmy. I think it'll be Jamie Patterson, Thomas Callas and Tommy Rowe. 3 well-rated players this season for them. Then their top scorer in all competitions, I think this season, is Naki Wells. Obviously, I've seen him before. I think he played for QPR a couple of years back. Very talented striker. Their most assists is Chris Martin, ex-Derby player. He's getting a bit old, but he is good. And their best ever record in the FA Cup was in the 1908-09 season, when they became runners-up. So they've never won this competition before. They'll be looking to do it this season. But obviously, with the money that's involved in football these days, not many clubs win it from outside the Premier League. The head-to-head between the two sides, the last 3 games were all 0-0 draws. The 2 before that were in the 2010-11 season, where Pompey won the home tie for them, and Bristol City won the home tie for them. 0-0 draws. I hope to not see it again. I don't want to be watching this boring game. I think the last FA Cup tie between the two sides was a draw as well, which Pompey won in the replay. But I don't think... Well, I hope it doesn't go to a draw this time. I think one side will edge it. I don't think it'll go to penalties. Well, I hope it doesn't. Obviously, Dad said 2-1. I've said 2-1. Jake said 2-1. I think everyone's going for the same kind of picture of they will score, but we will win. And that's where I'm going to leave this video. Please, can we get 10 likes on this video again? We did it in the last video. Obviously, that was Premier League. It's due to get more views, more likes. Can we get a few comments on this one, asking whatever you want to see me do in the future? I've got plenty of ideas backed up. If you want to see anything in particular, let me know. I'll try and get that done for everyone. Let me know what you think ahead of the game. Let me know what you think ahead of the rest of the season. Let me know what you thought so far, our key players, things like that. And I'll see you in the next one.